So recently I was approached by a representative of Jetboy Productions to take a look at an animated pilot they'd been working on, something called Space Prince. Whereas they would have been entirely happy with just my feedback, I decided to go ahead and review the pilot here on my channel. And I'm honestly glad I did, because I think a lot of you guys would find it pretty interesting. Space Prince is a mixed media production, a combination of animation and live action, and it's primarily a comedy. And in terms of a comedy, it's pretty gosh darn good. Like, I don't really know anything about Jetboy Productions. I apologize to them for that, and also for getting this review out later than I initially told them that I would. But if they're serious about actually pitching this as a pilot, I definitely think that they should. It's solid. It's not perfect, but it's definitely good, and I definitely like to see where something like this could go with an actual budget behind it. It's primarily the story of the titular Space Prince and his best friend. The Prince character was sent to Earth to conquer it, but fell in love with Earth's anime and manga. Now he protects Earth and its various Japanese-originated media forms, using the vast powers granted to him to initially conquer the planet. The pilot episode made a transition from animation to live action when the fight against the episode's villain, this space luchador guy, started up, and I don't know if that's a gimmick that's going to run through every episode of the show. I don't know if every action scene is going to be done in live action, or it was just to facilitate the really great, cheesy, fake wrestling jokes that permeated that fight, because, like, you even get to see at one point the masked wrestler guy, his special weapon is a folding chair that he seems to be able to pull out of nowhere. It was great. But I gotta say, as much as I didn't mind the live action stuff, as much as I would in fact say that I did still enjoy it, I thought the animated sections were better. Like, maybe each episode will do something different. Maybe each episode will use a different media form that's appropriate, I guess would be the word, for doing something interesting with the action that they have planned for that specific episode. Maybe not every episode will have a live action section, but as good as the live action section was, the main criticism I have of this pilot is that I just prefer animation for comedic fight scenes. It's far easier to be funny, dynamic, and actiony all at once in animation than it is in live action. That said, I thought Space Prince's live action armor design that was basically a Super Sentai Kamen Rider type of thing was really great. Very well designed. I'd love to see one of these live action sections specifically with an actual budget behind it, because it was very well staged, but you could see seams where you could tell they didn't really have the resources to do what they wanted to do, what they could have done. And it's not like it wasn't a well staged fight for a jokier kind of fight. It was still pretty exciting. The humor in this was pretty fantastic. It was very wry, very sardonic. I like that kind of thing a lot. In fact, towards the start of the pilot, when the masked luchador guy first shows up and throws Prince's car right past his head and he doesn't even really flinch, it actually kind of reminded me of something like a One Punch Man style of thing or something. Space Prince is very much that same sort of protagonist, that kind of guy who's a little wrapped up in himself, isn't really concerned with the danger around him, but seems like an okay guy, regardless of those things, which could be seen as flaws, technically speaking. He was interesting enough to me that I'd like to see his character developed, I guess is the best way of putting it. Overall, I would just like to see more of this in general. I enjoyed it that much. I'm not going to talk more about the specifics of the pilot. I do think you should go watch it for yourselves and support Jetboy Productions, even in just that simple a way. And if you like it as well, I would urge you to share it around with as many people as you can. This is a concept with so much potential, it really does deserve some recognition. As per usual though, what do you guys think of Space Prince if you have seen it? Let's get a discussion going in the comment section down below, or over my Discord, link in the description. And hey, I guess if I'm going to be doing these reviews of pilots and shorts again, you might as well include some suggestions of what to review next down in the comments as well. But either way, this has been AJ22, and I will talk to you guys later.